Today we are going to look at a mysterious, crime, suspenseful series on Netflix called Hellbound, where we get to see people being killed by some big black mysterious entity, and the mystery surrounding this phenomenon. The show starts with a man sitting in a restaurant looking at the clock on his phone, when suddenly with a big bang, a group of 3 outworldly beings appears. They started beating him, and then killed him. The man's corpse was burned to ashes as they disappeared in the broad daylight. Detective Jin with his partner Hong gets the case to look into this death, as many people captured the video of the killing, and everyone is confused regarding the death, with possible suspects being the New Truth and Arrowhead organization. The New Truth is an organization that is spreading the teachings of Chairman Jung. They believe that evil people receive the prophecy of exact time of their death by an angel, and at the appointed time, they are bound to go to hell. The black creatures are the ones that carry out this judgment. Arrowhead is another faction of New Truth which mostly consists of radical members of the organization. The detective and his partner reach the crime scene to check, and also to investigate New Truth's Chairman Jung regarding the case, only to find that Detective Jin's daughter Heejing is also part of the New Truth, doing some volunteering work. The duo starts questioning the chairman. He tells them that he found those beings when he was on a journey to Tibetan Plateau to commit suicide. Later the chairman says to Detective that he knows about his wife's death, how she got murdered, and the murderer was set free after a few years. An unknown Arrowhead member wearing a mask spreads the teaching of New Truth online. He shows a disturbing video of a man getting beaten as he was against the teaching of New Truth, and justifies the crime. Min, a lawyer of pseudo law firm, takes the case against New Truth and Arrowhead members. Park Jungja, a woman with poor background, receives a prophecy in her home as she was celebrating her birthday that she will die in 5 days. She goes to Chairman Jung to showcase the video. New Truth offers her 3 billion won to broadcast the whole damnation process, so people can see that it is real and not fake. She then visits Lawyer Min for legal formalities to make sure that her children receive the money after she is dead if it's real. Lawyer Min contacts Detective Jin and they all meet at Park Jungja's house, with the New Truth chairman also being there, to discuss the formalities regarding 3 billion won and the broadcasting of the whole prophecy. It was also decided that New Truth will pay 3 billion won, even if nothing happens, as well as to protect the identity of the Park Jungja from the public. Detective Jin's daughter Heejing secretly visits Chairman Jung to tell him about the death of her mother and how she feels responsible for what happened. If only she went out instead of her mother that day, her mother would have been alive, and then she started crying. On the same online show hosted by the Arrowhead member, someone reveals the identity of Park Jungja with all the information online, and it turns out that Detective Jin's partner Hong is a hidden patronizer of Arrowhead society, and follows the teachings of New Truth and Chairman Jung. This leads to a late-night chase as Lawyer Min books 2 air tickets for the children to leave the country safely, and asks Detective Jin for help as the identity of Park Jungja is now public. Finally, the children were able to leave the country safely. The day of Park Jungja's demonstration arrives. New Truth has set up a complete stage for showing it. Everything is now ready. New Truth members from all over came to see this event personally, and the countdown begins. 3, 2, 1. With a sudden bang, the 3 creatures appear just like before out of nowhere. They start beating Park Jungja or anyone who comes in their way. Detective Jin tried to intervene to stop those creatures, but was tossed aside by one push. Park Jungja was beaten badly by all of the 3 creatures as no one comes to help. Everyone was too afraid after seeing these paranormal beings and their power. Finally, Park Jungja was burned to death. After that, the hellhound creatures jump out and disappear in the broad daylight. The next day, Detective Jin and Lawyer Min became the next target for Arrowhead members. Lawyer Min receives an envelope from an unknown party which showed that Chairman Jung also received a prophecy 20 years ago in an interview done by Pastor Kim. She becomes the public enemy number 1, so she decides to leave with her mother, but was attacked by Arrowhead members when she was coming out of her office with her mother. Her mother was beaten very badly on the head with a bat, and she died the same day in the hospital. The detective receives a location from Chairman to meet him there, and Lawyer Min rode out to meet Pastor Kim to uncover the truth. Chairman tells the detective that he is also bound for hell. Today is his last day as he also received a prophecy 20 years ago. Chairman threatens the detective that he should remain quiet about this, or he won't find his daughter, so let him die and disappear for good. Chairman Jung tells the detective that he does not know anything about this phenomenon. He just wanted to free people of their sin, so telling the truth now will only create chaos. The clock strikes the appointed time, and with a bang, 3 creatures come running down to drag the chairman's soul back to hell. He was beaten and burned to ashes like everyone else in front of the detective. Lawyer Min goes to Pastor Kim for the evidence regarding Chairman Jung and New Truth organization. Pastor Kim plays the audio of the tape with the recording of Chairman Jung accepting his prophecy, but then deletes it when she asks for the copy. Kim tells Min that starting tomorrow he will be the next chairman as promised by Jinsu chairman. Min tries to leave the place, but gets surrounded by Arrowhead members and is beaten to death mercilessly. The new year begins, where Kim is now the second chairman of the New Truth organization. Museums have been opened all over to show people the doctrines of New Truth, and they are using media channels to propagate their agenda. Almost whole country is now a follower of the New Truth and their teachings. Producer Bae works in a production agency who is working with New Truth to create a new video for their organization. But Bae doesn't like New Truth or their methods, and gets into a verbal confrontation with New Truth members. His co-producer is acting a little weird today as he shouted in between their talks. Bae later finds a pseudo-quick loan card on Junwon's desk with a location on the back of the card. In the hospital, we come to know about Bae's wife and a newborn child. His wife, while trying to create a video of the baby to send it to Bae, as he is unable to come to hospital due to extra work, captured the prophecy of Bae's newborn baby and that he is going to die in 3 days. Producer Bae, still unaware of the prophecy, gets a call from the co-producer's wife that Junwon is not returning her calls. He starts looking for him as he remembers the address from that card on his desk, only to find him near the fishing spot. Junwon tells Bae that he received the prophecy that he will die today. Pseudo-quick loan people are helping him to disappear without New Truth finding out that he was sent to hell to save his family from public shame. Suddenly there's a big blast and Junwon is pulled inside the pond. He is dragged by 3 hellbound creatures and is beaten, drowned and burned to death inside the pond. Now, pseudo-people find producer Bae and ask him to forget anything that has happened here, as they now will hide the remains of the body. It is shown that Lawyer Min is still alive, and behind this whole pseudo-thing. Producer Bae finds out about his baby's prophecy the next day. He starts looking into pseudo-agency for help and information regarding his baby. He questioned how baby can be a sinner when he is just born. This will completely destroy the faith of people from New Truth and their fake doctrines. Bae goes to meet Min and asks her about it, where she tells him about the first chairman and his death. She tells him that it is a natural phenomenon and not related to a person being sinner or anything. New Truth is all a sham and trying to push their fake agenda. Min asks to broadcast the prophecy online, and also to film the whole damnation process to destroy the New Truth organization once and for all. Otherwise this is just a death of the baby for no reason at all. But Bae rejects the proposition and leaves the place. Chairman and New Truth find out about Min being alive and the pseudo-agency working behind their backs through one of the other victims that got caught by the Arrowhead members, and the victim tells Yuji about how pseudo-agency has promised to help him hide and disappear. Chairman orders Yuji to head the operation of finishing the pseudo-agency and Lawyer Min using the Arrowhead members' help. Later that night Min gets surrounded by Arrowhead members in the building and fights them in order to escape. After a lot of chase and fighting, she was able to leave the place successfully, and Yuji failed to capture her after getting knocked by her. The next morning Min contacts Bae for his answer regarding her proposition, only to realize that Bae's wife has gone to New Truth headquarters to seek help from New Truth people without telling Bae. Yuji meets Bae's wife and realizes that the case is too delicate to be made public after seeing the video of prophecy. He rushes to the chairman regarding this issue and asks the New Truth people to make sure she does not leave the headquarters at any cost. The chairman, after seeing the video, orders to remove the child from her mother, and then will decide later what needs to be done. Min and Bae also rush to the headquarters to save his wife from possible danger to her life as well as the child. After a great fight and struggle between New Truth members, Bae and Min, they leave the New Truth headquarters successfully in a car, and once again Yuji fails to deliver on chairman's promise. New Truth starts looking for the baby through any means necessary, whereas Min releases a video the next day, showing the baby's prophecy and calls out New Truth for spreading lies and deceit, because a newborn baby cannot be a sinner. The New Truth is now getting restless, and desperate to catch them as their public image is now getting foiled. But they soon receive a tip for an old Arrowhead member regarding the location, and the chairman orders him to kill them, before anything else goes public. The chairman calls him the Messiah, to take advantage of his foolish nature, so that he will fulfill the task at any cost. Lee tries to kill Bae and others, and as the time for the baby prophecy is here. Bae's wife rushes out in panic, to get away from Lee, to show people what's going to happen to her baby, and people start broadcasting it online. New Truth also comes to know about their location and rushes there, after seeing the broadcast. With a big bang, the 3 creatures from hell arrive to kill the baby. They try to kill him, but Bae and his wife put up a huge fight to protect it. They hug her so tightly, only to be burned together with him. Later, after the creatures disappear, people find the baby to be alive, but both Bae and his wife are dead and turn to ashes. Lee, still alive, tries to kill the baby, even after witnessing the miracle, but was attacked by 3 creatures, who again came to kill Lee. Min runs out with the baby in her arms as Yuji, and New Truth members try to capture them, but are saved by a group of people who saw everything that has happened there. The season ends with a shot at the place where Park Jungja died. She suddenly comes back to life at the same place. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe the channel if you like the video, and click on the notification bell to get update on new videos.